Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Today I wanted to show you how I made a DIY wreath builder template. Wreath as in Christmas wreath, so we can repeat stamp in a circle. I've got a few that I'm going to show you later, but this is a general feel of what I'm kind of getting at. So using a stamping positioning tool where you can put your stamps in a certain area, and then all you need to do is rotate your card around. Very simple to do. Gina K Designs do actually sell these in a pack of 2, but they're just so easy to do. All you need is some square dies. In fact, you don't even need square dies. You just need a ruler to be able to measure it out. So I'm going to talk you through how I did this. I'm probably not even going to need to fast forward it because it took literally 5 minutes. But what you will need is a nice thick piece of card. Now I thought I might have had to glue these together to get a good ledge for when my card sits in. But because it's from the same card, it fits really nice, and a little bit of masking tape or washi tape holding it in place really is enough. But if you wanted to do, you could do 2 lots of this, glue it together so you've got a bit more of a thicker product really to sit it in. So this particular card that I'm using is a 260 GSM, so not super thick, and I'm just going to use the biggest die that I've got. You can see these are the ones that I got from scrapbook.com, and this biggest one being a 5-inch square. So first of all, I am just going to cut it this way, and then I'll show you how I make sure I get my measurements this way. Now very quickly I should mention, I'm going to use my big shot that I got for Christmas, very exciting, but the width of it is 6 inch or just over. So I'm just going to cut this A4 piece of the card, the 260 GSM card, into 6 inch so that I know it will fit within my big shot, and then I'm going to place my die on and get that cut through. Okay, so I've just run that through the die cutting machine. Like I say, if you don't have one, you could always just cut this out by hand. It's just obviously a little bit quicker and more accurate this way. So this is a card that I can use on another project, and we're going to use it as an example just for this die cutting. But this is what we want, the actual outline that it's left. Now if you've got a crafting mat, a cutting mat that I've got below, you can see quite easily here where the measurements are, and you can make sure you can line it up as best you can, because we want to make sure this is absolutely square on this. So where should I go? We'll go here, and then we're basically going to use these lines, these marking lines, as an idea. So you can see this is my center line and this is my center line. So I'm just going to turn this the opposite way, and where I've got my corners, I'm just going to make sure that they are on those center lines. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of washi just to make sure it doesn't move in the die cut machine. I say, if you're not going to use a die cut machine, you could just draw a pencil line around it at this stage. And this is going to give us an 8-star point. So I'm going to run that through the die machine and be right back. Okay, so we've got a few little bits here that we obviously don't need. And this is our point. So I say it's super easy to make. I think the challenge more is using it. So I'm going to show you some of my fails, as well as the way I found it the right way to work for me. So I will bring my stamp positioning tool over. Now I don't actually have a MISTI, so this is quite a small one. This is from We Are Memory Keepers. As you can see, it's only 7 inch by 7 inch, which is why this 5 inch is absolutely perfect for me. You can see it fits really nice. Now what I did do, and I'll just go grab my masking tape. I did also find it worked better to tape this down onto this, because every time I lifted up my insert, it wanted to move with it. So just on one side would be enough. The other thing that I found worked really well for me was to find my center. So again, you can see here I use masking tape just to give me the quarter, so I knew which play area I had, for want of a better word, with the stamps and where to position them. Because I will show you here, my first attempt was a bit of a fail. You can see I had a bit of overlap here, and that's because I just willy-nilly piled up my stamps. I had 2 different butterflies. Being very lazy, I decided, I thought, oh, I'll be able to stamp the 2 butterflies at once, and it was only when I got to this point I realized the position. So this was really useful because I was able to make sure whatever I stamped in that area, I knew if I did a quarter turn I would also have this space here as well for it. So bear that in mind. The other thing I would say is I did also use a little bit of washi tape just to keep one of these corners stuck down, because I did feel as I was moving it, even though I've cut it from this piece, you can see there's a little bit of a wobble in there, and I wanted to make sure it was absolutely straight. And as I was turning to restamp, it was easy enough to grab that and put that through. The other thing I found, because this is quite a small stamping area, is I got a lot better results turning 4 times rather than 8 times. This is a little bit messy. I started in the center and I did turn them each of the points, so 8 times here, and then I decided to build it out. But I actually found probably more effective to start from the outside in rather than the inside out, because you could see then by the time I got to here it really got messy, and I did also still have that overlap. So this was positioning this stamp first, then I did these two at the same time, which I think are more effective, and then it felt like it needed more, so I just went a little bit crazy really and made a complete mess of that one. So definitely use scrap paper on this so that you're not using in your good card as you learn some techniques and learn as you go. This one I thought I would do a cluster of love hearts, and then I added some flowers here. This was really just the turning 4 times on this one, because I'd applied all of these love hearts in the quarter. Again, being very lazy, thinking I could just stamp them all in one hit, because when I then tried to do it on the diagonal point, it didn't work very well. And then this was again turning 4 times rather than 8, and I know it's very messy, but it shows you the effect that even though the stamp's in the same place, it came out, because it wasn't positioned absolutely straight, it didn't look very right when it came out. And bearing in mind this is going to stay a square card, the position of it really is important that you use these grid lines that you've got on your stamping tool as well, which I'm sure all of them have, but I would absolutely make use of these. And this one I like a little bit more, because this isn't a big area. I was finding I needed to look for some little tiny stamps. These are just some little extras that I've got quite a few planner stamps, and they're obviously quite small to fit in a planner. And this one again, I did do some of these all in one hit, and then I decided to just do the 4. And although it looks effective, it still doesn't look very symmetrical and synchronized for my liking. This one does look a little bit better. Again, this was all put on at once, but again, it was more of a 4. So this is in no way a wreath builder. This is very much just applying lots of cards for a repeat stamping effect. And lastly, I wanted to show you a circle shape. So I did use a square into the template, and then I cut that out with a circle die. And you can see here, you get more of that wreath effect with having that in that pattern. So I hope this gives you some ideas to try yourself. I'd love to hear about them if you do. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about this video, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That way YouTube knows to recommend similar ones for you. And finally, if you'd like to see more from me, and I hope so, please subscribe by clicking the link below. I post new content every weekend.